Welcome back to Cosmoholics Anonymous. I am your favorite mama of three, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is Baddies Caribbean. Just when you thought that Baddies Caribbean could not get any more ghetto, girly got more ghetto. This show is highly problematic. I obviously only watch this show late at night when nobody is around, not even my mother. And so here we are. It's our last night in Barbados. The girls are gonna take the whole entire episode to get it together, but they are eventually going to get it together, so shout out to them. So this episode starts off with them still being on the nature walk, and last we saw, I was gonna call her peanut butter, Meatball and Natalie, no, not Meatball, Natalie, girl. Meatball and Jayla are going at each other's throats. She's screaming at the top of her lungs. Jayla is screaming at the top of her lungs, and Jayla is trying to explain to Meatball it is not bullying. She's trying to explain to her what happened about Biggie saying she's gonna smack Jayla, blah, 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 blah. But at first, Meatball is not trying to hear Jayla. And then, I guess an angel came down from heaven and whispered in her ear that she needs to listen to Jayla for a minute. And Jayla explains to Meatball what happened between her and Biggie. After that happened, Meatball then understood why Jayla reacted to Biggie the way that she did. It's at this time that we find out that Meatball and Tinkerbella are blood sisters. I am stunned by this, like literally stunned by this, because I'm like, wait, what? But then now when I look at them in their confessionals, I'm like, yeah, I guess they do kind of have this like exotic look to them. Like they I don't know how to explain it. Like when their makeup is off, I mean, just they have unique features that I can see how they could be sisters. That was most definitely a plot twist. So on the nature walk, Tinkerbella and Diamond are obviously still going at it. And now it's getting to the point where Tinkerbella is calling Diamond monkeys and gorillas. And I'm just like, okay guys, can we get it together? Just a little bit, a smidge. Can we get it together? Monkeys and gorillas is not cute at all. I was not getting jiggy with that. But then it gets to this turning point. So another turning point. We love this for the girls, where it seems like Diamond actually wants to move forward. So then Ann Jr. gets on her knees and of course apologizes just like Tinkerbella said she would. It's almost as if the confessionals are filmed after the fact. Ann Jr. Exhibit A.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I should have never told you. I want to hang out with you.
I want to hang out with you is crazy.
I'm just not going to talk to you. Absolutely. You can grab my ass cheeks. Okay. They're done. Look what look what our group did.
You're not going to sit at home, Zeus, and convince me that this is not Anne in a different wig and a different body. But that's neither here nor there. This is Anne. This is Anne. Shout out to Anne one time, okay? Peace is restored. I'm happy. I'm thinking, okay, no more fighting. We're getting somewhere. I'm thinking it's going to be good and dandy. Girl, lies from the pit of hell. Okay, every time I watch the show, it's lies from the pit of hell. In true Ann Jr. fashion, she kisses the ground. The girls are like, ew, you need to wash your mouth. And she's like, I have kissed worse things. And I believe her because I think as women, we all have definitely kissed worse things than the ground. Okay, at least the ground came from God. Okay, some of y'all is kissing niggas that ain't come from the Lord. So the dirt on the ground, her kissing the dirt on the ground in lovely, lovely Barbados is not a big deal. I'm sorry, it's not. I agree with her. I am. So in this next scene, which is the same scene because they still on this nature walk, Miss Willoughby, Wallaby, Chalaboot, girl, I don't know her name, but we're gonna figure it out eventually. I literally put Willoughby in my notes because I can't remember her name right now, but I know we're gonna figure it out. Anyway, she's going on and on and on about how the reserves are so lit, they lit. And I'm just like, you guys are really not. Well, maybe we're just not seeing it, but apparently when the cameras are not rolling, the reserves are doing the most and, you know, having a good time with each other, getting along, which is great because the girls need people that are getting along, but she is pretty much saying like they need to stay because they're cool. Jellybean agrees with her. I don't necessarily like seeing her on the show. I was hoping that Jellybean didn't make it, but we shall see. As for Aubrey, it's her last day, so she's not doing the whole season, just like the Claremont didn't do. Yeah, they barely did one episode. And then obviously Tommy's not gonna stay either, so let's just nip that in the bud from now. She's not staying. Somehow, some way, the conversation ends up going to the fact that Aubrey got money in the bank. Well, when she says that she got money in the bank, Bianca tries to talk about how her man's a millionaire. It was at this point that I started feeling some type of way about Aubrey. When Bianca talks about her man being a millionaire, Aubrey O'Day cuts her off and she's like, girl, how many times are you gonna say that? Ooh! She just gagged her a bit. She gagged me. Okay, she's like, how many times are you gonna say that? And no, she tried to tell Bianca her man is not a millionaire. She's like, if he was a millionaire, you wouldn't be here. And I was just like, okay, I guess, but let the girl have her moment. You know what I mean? Like, it was just unnecessary the way that Aubrey started to come at her. Maybe Bianca said it a million times and it was annoying, but the way that Aubrey said it, it came off as classism in a way. I felt like Aubrey was trying to play in Bianca's face, and even if we don't like Bianca, and Bianca been spitting on people, and Bianca been doing the most, I just felt some type of way as a black girl watching a white girl tell another black girl that she don't really got money or her man don't really got money like that. And one thing about it, so for me, like, I'm never gonna sit there and be like, oh, my man's a millionaire, my man's a billionaire, my man's a cajillionaire. I'm never gonna do it. I'm never gonna boast about somebody else's money because, baby, that's dumb, right? Like, I don't care. If I got a man and he got lots of money, lots of cash, I'm not gonna be like, well, my man's a millionaire, so, like, it's dumb to do that. Bianca's obviously very juvenile, but still, I didn't like the fact that Aubrey was the person to call her out on it. I just didn't. I'm sorry. Now, the irony in what happened was that when Bianca tried to say that, you know, her man's accolades accumulate to money, Aubrey tried to tell her that it didn't, because she was like how he has artists that have just gone gold or whatever, and so that doesn't mean money. And she's like, actually, yes, it does, because they signed a $3 million deal. So when that conversation was happening, I could see that Bianca's defenses were up, her guard was up, she was annoyed with Aubrey, and probably would have fought Aubrey if Aubrey wasn't Miss Aubrey O'Day. Okay, she's been given some sort of importance. I found it ironic because Danity Kane was very popular, and maybe that's why Aubrey doesn't feel like it makes money, because Diddy done took all her money that she was supposed to make with Danity Kane. Okay, they didn't get their money. So maybe she's triggered by the fact that Bianca's man is making money from having gold records and platinum records or whatever he has. But we know that Diddy scammed all of his artists, allegedly. So I see why Aubrey is a little upset, but I just didn't like that she tried to call out Bianca for saying that her man was rich. I need you to play. Stop being on delay. And show Miss Aubrey O'Day. Why won't you play? Why won't you play? Girl, it's lagging. Come on now. I need you to stop lagging and to play. Hey, 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 hey.
That's why my bank account's bigger, because I give people space to move and I take their money while they're moving.
What is she talking about?
My nigga's a millionaire. I gotta
Girl, how many times are you gonna say that? You would not be here if your man was a millionaire.
Oh,
he's lying to you.
He's definitely not.
Your man's lying to you.
His artist just went gold. They got the number one.
Wait, I just caught that. I just caught that. She tells Bianca, your man's lying to you, but she begged Bianca not to fight her for saying what she was saying. I didn't hear that when I watched it the first time. She said, don't fight me. I guess Bianca decided not to fight her because she was doing too much. Like, don't be saying that the man is lying to her. I'm sure she's seen his bank account. Like, anyway, Bianca was obviously upset when Aubrey was saying what she was saying. Because the other thing about that is Aubrey doesn't know Bianca's man. So she can't be sat there on national television and calling the man a liar. Like, you can't fact check that he's a liar. So why are you doing that? Like, it was just too much. Honestly, it was. That being said, they go up to the top of the hill, and this time is not to save the marriage. Okay, they go up to the top of the hill in Barbados to see the view. But there's always a catch with Miss Natalie Nunn. When they get up there, the view is immaculate. But of course, Natalie had this to say.
There's been conversation that some people just got issues still with other people. I just really don't want to keep moving forward like this. I don't. Tonight, we're going to a club. We're not going to get our issues off when we get drunk and we get into the club and do all that. So, is there anybody, before we move on to Barbados?
Natalie gives her famous line, if anyone has anything to get out their chest,
now would be the time to do it so we can move forward. Basically, if any of y'all hoes want to fight, let's motherfucking do it right now so we can do what we got to do later.
So, like Jayla said, she said, who want to fight? Okay, who wants to fight? Because we got things to do later and y'all not about to fight later, which makes sense. So I understand why Natalie's doing what she's doing, because if they do go and they get drunk and then they didn't take care of it early in the day, it's going to come out in nighttime and then they're going to end up in the Barbadian jail, the Bayesian jail. Okay, ain't nobody got time for that. By the way, if you're from Barbados, do you prefer to be called Bayesian? Because that's what I call y'all, Bayesian. I don't say Barbadian. It sounds weird to say Bayesian jail, that because I feel like Bayesian is like the people and the language, but like a jail in Barbados, I feel like it wouldn't be called a Bayesian jail. It just sounds funny. I don't know. Anyway, do you prefer to be called Bayesian, or do you refer to yourself as a Barbadian native? Like, what is it? Now, when Natalie says who want to fight, of course, Diamond is the first to speak up, and she's like, I got a problem with you and you. And she's referring to Slim and Dia because of the situation with Tinkerbella. But she already squashed it with Tinkerbella earlier. She was on her knees, wishing, praying, and hoping on a star, and apologizing. So I don't understand why now she's bringing up the beef with these two. It's so stupid. But she's Ann Jr. So what's Ann Jr. gonna do but Ann Jr.? Slim's not impressed.
Bitch, what issue? What fucking issue you got with me and we ain't said 2 words to each other? Make it make fucking sense.
So we first got in the house.
Drag. Now, before I move on, we've got to put an end to this BBL epidemic, girl. Because, look at this. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Why would you do that to yourself? Let me not talk about these people's BBL, because I didn't drop my iPad. My nail didn't fell off. We gotta put an end to the press-on epidemic. That's what we need to do. We need to go back to acrylics. No, I love me some press-ons, girl. I love being able to take off my wig and my nails at the end of the night. But why would you do that? We gotta put an end to the BBL epidemic. We really do. So Diamond is calling out Slim and Dia for being followers, and then Dia and Diamond get to arguing, and Diamond tries to call out Dia for being a follower for fighting Nunu on the beach. And so Dia's trying to defend herself. She's like, excuse me, she came and snuck me. And Diamond, loud and wrong, is telling Dia that didn't happen when it actually did happen. She was trying to explain that she was fighting Gretchen and then blah, 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 blah. That is on tape, okay? There's footage, there's evidence of Nunu sneaking her. So she had a right to fight Nunu, even though Nunu whooped her. But that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is, she had every right to fight Nunu on the beach. She wasn't fighting for being a follower. She was fighting Gretchen. Nunu got involved. Blah, 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 blah. Diamond's not trying to hear it. And while they're talking, Diamond tries to smack Dia. When that happened, Dia was caught off guard. I don't know if she was falling over or was trying to kick Diamond or both. But I took a picture of it because I was like, what in the world? Once again, security was stressed, as they should be, but they don't miss a beat. They were on their job.
No, I'm not
And if you're a follower,
bitch, I came here. Let me tell you something. I came here one person.
Oh, wait, y'all.
What? Child, no. All hell's breaking loose, as per usual. Nothing new, nothing to do. So the wigs are off and they get separated, and then Dia is, you know, trying to reason. I don't know why she keeps trying to reason with people. But she's talking to Diamond, and she's approaching Diamond, but she's not really approaching her in the way that you think that she's gonna swing on her or anything. She's literally just approaching her and speaking her mind. And once again, Diamond attacks her. It was actually a mess. So Diamond attacks her again, but this time security had already been in place because they just pulled them off of each other. Tink starts screaming at security to let her fight her. She wants to fight her because she doesn't understand. She just apologized. And then she's like, her beef is with me. Her beef is with me. And so she's like, let me fight her. She also yells at Slim in this moment, and Slim looks embarrassed that Tink did that. Like, she looks embarrassed. Like, she knows she's not gonna fight Tink, right? And so she just has this look on her face like she's been humbled. I don't even know how to explain it to you, so I have to show you guys because I was just like, ain't nobody talking to me like that. She was yelling at her and she just was like very submissive about it. She didn't, you know, didn't even say, watch who you're talking to. Like, I get you're upset, but don't talk to me like that. She didn't do none of that. She was just like,
Representing the fucking Bahamas. Because you did that. Why would you just do that? Let me fucking. What did y'all want? Come here.
Why Slim? Look at her. Slim putting her hair behind her ear, girl. She was embarrassed. that Tink just talked to her like that and she couldn't do nothing about it because she knew she wasn't gonna fight her. She knew. Whew. The low vibrational content is real. So Slim is ready to get her one-on-one with Diamond. I guess she don't want to look like no punk, but Diamond is ducking and dodging. Okay, so Slim doesn't really give me fighter vibes. She doesn't really give me like she's on that type of time, but she will, I guess, if she has to. Slim and Diamond do not fight for long. Security intervenes almost right away.
I don't give a fuck. All y'all puss ass hoes can line it the fuck up.
And Junior. Ducking and dodging. Of course, Tink wants to fight her real bad. It's clear in these moments that Diamond is not trying to fight Tink, but they fight anyways. At this point, Tink and Diamond are going round for round, pound for pound. Okay, they are getting it in. I was observing Tink in her fighting, and she fights like she was like a wrestler in high school. Now Tink's bottom heavy, right? Like you could tell there's a lot, she's packing a lot of muscle down there, and she obviously can fight a bit, you know, but Diamond is quite strong as well. When Diamond and Tink are fighting, Meatball looks very stressed. Okay, Meatball is looking like she wants to jump in to defend her sister. You know, she had already yelled at her sister and she called her sister April, so I'm assuming that's her name. And she is born in May, which is funny that her name is April. She's born May 12th. Y'all tried to tell me she wasn't no, what's it called? No May Taurus. Yes, she is.
I represent the whole fucking country.
Who said you didn't want to fight me anymore and that I had to pay you to fight? Now all of a sudden you want to get in it. So guess what, baby? Come on, I got something for you too.
My sister, come and watch it. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Oh, I'm about to get mad. Beat her up. Beat her up.
I done seen security butt cracks. Slim is yelling about something. Yeah. The only reason she's over there yelling yeah is because she is lumped up. Okay, she's scratched up, lumped up. She shouldn't even be on camera right now. She should be hiding behind somebody so that we don't see her face. It was worse than I realized. So there's a here focus camera. She is not looking too good. Lip busted, scar on the face. Ciao. At least her wig didn't come off, but that's what I'm saying. They did not fight for long. Now, the security is ghetto as hell, but I know they are so happy they get to watch all these free MMA fights in 4K live and direct. Obviously, when they are allowing the girls to fight, the security is surrounding them, but then they rush in, they break it up, and then if they need to do another round, they break it up again and do it again and again and again. And so they were going round for round, pound for pound, okay, bar for bar. That's what they were doing. A lot of it was happening and I was just like, oh my god, this is crazy. Now what I have to say is shout out to Callie Way, because she did something. She unleashed something in the girls when she was on the beach and threw that kick, because everybody's trying to throw a kick now in their fights. Everybody thinks that this is the way to win a fight for some reason, and so everybody is just throwing a kick first and then swinging. So I saw it with Dia. I'm now seeing it with Tinkerbella, and I think I saw it a few more times watching the people square up. Everybody was trying to throw a kick first and then get to swinging, and I'm like, Callie Way, you taught the girls a thing or two on that beach, okay? But it's not working to everybody's advantage how it worked to Callie's advantage. I don't think they got enough punch packed in their kick, and that's the real issue here, okay? It also works better if your opponent runs up on you and you extend your foot to kick them and send them flying back, versus if you guys are already in close proximity and you think you have enough room to extend your leg fully but then you don't. That's kind of where everybody's going wrong with this kick business. They don't know the art of war, okay? I just gave them free game. Your opponent cannot be this close to you and you tried to kick them. Your leg needs a full extension to get the full power, okay? Now we teaching the girls how to fight. She has a black belt. I do not, but I mean, I feel like this is just common sense. I was actually crying when Dia and Diamond fought again, because the way they ran out and tried to throw the kick was pure comedy. I said, why did she come out like that? Watch this. Why did she come out like that? that being said, I just know dabbing the body's leg, it has a big bruise on it with the kick that Dia gave her. If Dia didn't get in no other licks, I know that one left a mark. Now, Natalie is trying to figure out, is this beef gonna be done or is it gonna be medium rare? And I said, baby, it's giving blue rare. The beef is not done. Hell, it just touched the grill and they took it off. They said, you know what? I don't want beef. I want chicken instead. So they had to cancel cooking the beef chow. Of course, she asked if there's gonna be other contenders that want to step into the ring. But let me tell y'all something, because these two security guys right here, I feel like this is the boss, the main guy. I feel like this is the main security guy right here. This guy, he's always wearing his little shades. And this guy, these two security guys right here, they work hard. This is the security guard that Tommy had slapped, and I think that they got revenge when they were holding her arms so that Natalie could fight her. At this point, the reserves stepped forward. I couldn't remember her name at the time, but she was addressing Meatball and Tinkerbella because on the beach, Tinkerbella had snuck her. So this girl, she's a stand-up chick. She's like, I want my lick back. Period. And I said, okay, I can get with that. She actually says once they fight, her and Tink fight, you know, they can hug it out. And Tink agrees. She's like, we're gonna fight and we're gonna hug it out. And she's like, win, lose, or draw. We gonna hug it out in the end. So Tink gets ready to fight. She takes her hair off. I'm sure Tinkerbella's adrenaline is already through the roof because she been fighting. She just fought Diamond a good 4 times. Like, she don't care who she fighting at this point. She just wants to get her big emotions out.
On my lick back, we can hug it out after. All right, let's do it. Okay, cool. Move. And I ain't gonna lie, I want you to fight head up because, like I said, bitch, I talk real good about you.
Now, the girls get to fighting. But I'm just gonna play you guys this clip because all I could write in my notes was Jesus Christ. All I could write in the notes was Jesus Christ. I didn't know what to put at this part, so I said, let me just play the clip, child.
We can hug after this. We are gonna hug. We'll lose this roll. Come on, after this. Where you from?
Where you from is crazy.
Hold on. Keep up. All right, that's it. Get the fuck out of here. Come on, Dragon. We're good. Yeah, hug. Let's go. All right. Natalie and Camila. That was
speechless. And so Meatball's like, with the way they was hugging, they didn't even really need to fight. They really didn't. They could have just been like, you know what, that one cool. But she got her lick back. They fought. It was a good fight. She looked like she did some damage. I'm not gonna lie to Tinkerbella. She looked like she did her big one. When I say I watched that part like 7 times, I watched that fight back 7 times. Okay, I just kept rewinding it and watching it back. That's why I went to bed so late and couldn't film this the next day. I was supposed to film this yesterday. I went to bed way too late, okay? Don't drink Red Bull at 7 p.m. Don't do it. Just saying, okay? But that's neither here nor there. I watched the fight so many times because I couldn't believe my eyes. This brings us to our next squabble. Okay, our next duel. Nunu, girl, as we remember, Nunu on the beach, she was whooping Dia's tail. Okay, whooping her. Dia, she calls out Nunu. And I'm thinking, girl, you already fought her on the beach. You lost on the beach. You said she was a little Bruce Lee. Why you want to fight Bruce Lee, girl? Like, come on. Put your pride to the side. You know you can't win the fight. You don't even need to go try to fight this lady because just stop. Just stop. Don't put yourself in harm's way. And so Nunu steps forward in her little Lord Farquaad wig. And I'm just like, I can't believe this is Antonio Brown's baby mama. I can't. Well, I can because Antonio Brown is highly problematic. But that's a fine man. Child, that is a fine black man. But he is horrible. So he's not so fine because he's horrible, you know. And so Dia, I don't really necessarily think she was trying to fight her when she first started talking to her. But Nunu won't going for that. So she steps to her as a woman. Listen, I don't have time for this. What do you want to do? And Nunu explicitly states, I want your spot. And I'm just like, are you doing all this over a spot in the house? Like, and then Dia's like, well, you can't have my spot. I'm already solidified in here. I'm not one of y'all. I'm not a reserve. I'm solidified. And she was like, I don't care. I still want it. At this point, I'm like, the bar is in hell.
I feel like that wasn't straight up. It's business. It ain't personal. At the end of the day, I want your spot. I want whoever's spot. You know what I'm saying? Nobody taking my spot. But that's cool. But like I said, I wanted your spot, so I did what I did. And I'm not sure if she wanted an apology, but I'm never apologizing for how I feel. That's just like saying sorry for being real.
Nunu says she's not going to apologize, but she does say to Dia, I know I did you dirty, But what do you want to do? You want to fight or you gonna hold that? So to me, that was an apology. That's as much as an apology she was gonna get. See, Dia, you should have just taken it, because Dia is like, I don't know, she's not making Bahamas look good though. I'll tell you that. From Nunu said, I know I did you dirty. She should have taken that as a yes, you did do me dirty, and you better never do me dirty again. Okay, that's what she should have done. She should have just called a truce. Okay, because she said, I know I did you dirty, which means she knows she was wrong for sneaking her on the beach. Okay, especially because she didn't know the backstory with Gretchen. Nunu, like I said, she's not into the rah-rah. So Dia tells her she wants her lick back. And I'm just rubbing my temples at this point, because I'm like, girl, you're going to get beat up. And it didn't take long. It did not. She got whooped again. Nunu removed the Lord Farquaad wig and then went to town on Dia. And it was giving Proud Family movie. It was giving the Peanut People, child. Look at her face after the fight. No, ma'am. Not this face. Dia admits to not being a fighter, but says that she'll stand up for herself. Girl, find another way to stand up for yourself, because I don't want to keep seeing you representing Bahamas, getting your tail whooped day after day. It's not going down like that. Please, ma'am. I need you to find another way. Find another way, girl. Now, when we get to after their fight, there's no point in me even showing you their fight because it was so fast. It was a split second and Dia was leaking. But at this point, I understood how and why she is Antonio Brown's baby mama, because he's crazy, probably due to CTE, but she is equally as crazy. I can only imagine if there was any kind of domestic stuff going on in their house that she was probably holding her own, okay? She probably had to know how to defend herself against damn Antonio Brown, child.
But I can sound up somebody's house. I am. I can sound up for myself. Respect my name, dear bitch. Big Nunu, bitch. No, you need to learn to respect fucking things. I ain't got no shit, hoe. Big Nunu, bitch. And don't forget it, hoe. Yeah, okay. I still hold me in this restaurant. Okay.
She said big Nunu and she meant it. And she meant it. Oh my. So, of course, Natalie's like, is there anybody else? And, you know, she's thinking the beefs are done. But, of course, Aubrey starts acting like she got beef with somebody. And at first I thought she was actually going to call somebody out, but she ends up calling out Natalie. And they do like a fake fighting scene. It was stupid. Aubrey chooses Big Kiva to be nominated into the house. And then Natalie chose Jellybean. Now, the reason Natalie chose Jellybean was because on the beach, Jellybean fought on behalf of Natalie, which was dumb, but it is what it is. After that, she then chose Nunu, and Dia obviously was not happy about that. She was hoping and praying that, you know, Heaven Marina ended up coming into the house, and I thought Heaven Marina was gonna make it into the house. She's the person that I thought looked like she fit in with them, but Cham, maybe she'd come another time. And then J.O. gets chosen as well, so that meant that Heaven Marina and Wendeley ended up not being chosen to go into the house, which I liked. I didn't want Wendeley to make it in, and she didn't, so I was happy, Jam. So Aubrey O'Day is giving her goodbye speech. I don't really care about anything she's saying. You know, I loved her confessionals. That was all good and dandy. But once she said what she said to Bianca, I was like, okay, I've had enough of her. It's time for her to go. See you never. Okay, adios, Bam. Now, Aubrey does end her speech by saying she could get down like some of the girls. She just happens to look like Paris Hilton, but she's from the Bay. Okay, that's what she said. She said, I'm from the Bay. So I guess she's trying to say, like, she can get ghetto too. And I would like to see it. Come back next season, yeah, okay? Mariah, Taseki, Biggie, and Callie Way go to dinner with Tommy. Like I told y'all before, Tommy loves her some Biggie, okay? And so once again, she is shouting her out in her confessional.
Big Biggie. I love Biggie. That's gang. Y'all know I love Biggie. Like, come on now. That's my protege. Taseki's cool.
Protege's crazy. One thing about it, you know, I would be pissed off if I'm watching a show. Sorry, if I'm participating in a reality show and then I'm watching the show and then somebody goes sit up there and say I'm their protege. You must have dropped and bumped your head. Protege where? It's clear to me that these girls that go on the show, like Natalie is obviously somebody that has a huge ego and needs her ego stroked, and obviously Tommy is the same, and so they link up with people that they feel like can be an asset to them in some way, right? Like Biggie can easily be molded. What does she mean she's her protege? Protege for what? What legacy? Like, what's happening here? I'm very confused, but it is what it is. Now at the dinner, Tommy is actually speaking some facts, right? And talking about their images, how they are looking on TV. She says they look stupid as hell conducting themselves like this, especially being noir, okay? They look crazy. We are sat at home condoning it, enabling them by, you know, purchasing Zeus Network and whatever to watch the ratchetry entertainment. But she's not wrong. They could be doing so many more things with their platform, but this is what they're doing with it. Her speech was profound.
Us as women, we're looking stupider the more we fucking do this shit. We got kids, we got motherfucking businesses, we got shit going on. Careers. This not how we carry ourselves in real life. You're not gonna be in the airport and see a bitch look at you wrong and fight her, right or wrong.
Right.
Oh no, you're right.
Have you guys ever like sat down and talked? Like had like a one-on-one?
So she then starts talking about how Natalie is trying to be her, like, and starts talking about, I don't know, like expressions, like faces that Natalie makes and all kinds of stuff. And she's saying that it's mad weird. Now, I personally, I've not really followed Natalie and Tommy's journey, you know, together and apart to know what Tommy's talking about. So I wanted you guys to tell me, like, is there truth to this? Has Natalie tried to like turn herself into Tommy? I'm a little lost there. Okay, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm a little lost there, and I would like more enlightenment on the subject. Now, it's something to note that the way you would conduct yourself in America is not the way you're gonna conduct yourself in the Caribbean. They're in Barbados. They're at dinner, and it's a lot of cuss words coming out of Tommy's mouth, and she's being loud and just saying stuff, you know, and there's a table of people behind her, older Bayesian women. They're not going for that, right? Like, observe your surroundings and you conduct yourself accordingly. Older Caribbean women in general, child, very much classy. In public places, they're gonna be a certain way. And so the table behind them actually get up and leave because I guess they don't like the conversation that's being had. When the women were leaving, Tommy was rude to them. And I did not appreciate that at all, because weren't you just saying that you guys are conducting yourselves in a horrible way on television, and then, you know, ladies behind you hear the words that are coming out of your mouth and they're offended by it and they leave. It's not like they said something to Tommy, right? So for her to start berating them was crazy to me.
Never snorted coke in my life.
Because she was talking about drugs.
We carrying on with this shit, but this shit was last year. Yeah, get the fuck on, because this ain't for y'all. Dinner over. Can I get a Chardonnay? So I'm not really paying.
Very rude and unnecessary. Like, they were getting up and leaving. It's not like they said to her, you know, can you keep it down? They never addressed her, so she shouldn't have said anything to them. She should have she could have looked over her shoulder, realized they were leaving, and said nothing. She didn't have to say anything to them, and I thought this was very disrespectful. That being said, Mariah claims that she was uncomfortable with the conversation that was being had because obviously she's cool with Natalie still. But then my thing is, if that's the case, then you shouldn't even be there, because you know what's going to be brought up. You do. You're not dumb. The conversation they were having was boring. You know, I lost interest a bit. And so Biggie goes ahead and tells Tommy about Slim, you know, piping up and talking about her and, you know, being on Natalie's jock and blah, 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 blah. But Tommy is leaving the following day, so it's irrelevant. We're not going to see Tommy and Slim do a 1v1. It's not happening, so I don't really know why she's creating this mess unless it's for the reunion. Tommy pulls out some gifts for the girls, okay? She gives Biggie some pearl bracelet, and she gives the other girls, I don't even know what. Or was it a pearl necklace? I don't know. It was very random, but Taseki is hilarious. I want to address something, because when I see the spelling of her name, I say Taseki. But when I'm watching the show, every one of the girls is saying Siki and Taseki. They're not calling her Taseki. So it confused me. So that's why I've been calling her Taseki on my recaps, because that's what I thought her name was based on how they were saying it. But in this episode, she acknowledges the pronunciation of her name, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So I've been saying it right the whole time in my head. But like, yeah, because of how she spells it, I thought it was Taseki, but because I heard them calling her Taseki and they're right there with her, like the girls in the house are calling her Taseki, so that's confusing and I don't like it, but her name is Taseki anyway.
Okay, the one thing I do like about this season, it's a giving situation. It's either you giving an ass whooping, you're taking one, and you're giving gifts, and I'm liking it, kinda. I'm liking it.
But yeah, she not wrong. It's very much a giving season. It's giving Christmas, okay? Now, Tommy is saying her goodbyes because she's leaving, like I said, so she's not going to be on the rest of the season. And in her confessionals, she just goes ahead and does that.
I feel like this ain't what you want. You bitches is running around, putting up a facade, trying to be something that you're fucking not, and I'm not on that.
Very short speech she gave us, okay? Not like Aubrey O'Day. Aubrey O'Day was talking so long like she was getting a Grammy, okay? It was a lot because I had to start playing the music for her. Anyway, back at the ranch, we have called yet another house meeting. Surprise, surprise. Natalie is fussing about Biggie missing the nature walk. And y'all were saying, you don't understand why she's doing this because she don't like her for real anyway. So like, it's so fake that she's like, oh, I can't believe she's gone with Tommy. Y'all don't like her. Y'all have fought her. Y'all have done this and that. Why are you fussing about her not being loyal to you? You know she's not gonna be loyal to you, ma'am.
It's messy. So for Biggie not to join us today actually made me feel a lot of type of ways. Girl, it's disrespectful. Like, I invited you to come to the nature walk, but you wouldn't go out with Tommy. It made me feel like, well, damn, like, we trying to figure out who the girls are.
And to me, Natalie's being super messy in this scene because I feel like she's trying to plant seeds or turn the girls against Biggie or doing her own thing. If you invite me somewhere and I decide I want to go elsewhere, that's my business. Now she's trying to make it seem like Tommy's the op and Biggie shouldn't be over there with the op. Well, she's friends with her. Y'all might not be cool, but she's cool with her, and she's not really that cool with you, but she's a cast member because the people love Biggie. It is what it is. The people love Biggie more than they love Natalie. Like, people tolerate Natalie, but they actually like Biggie. They like her on the show. That's why she's here for 3 seasons, right? So she's a fan fave, and they can't get rid of her right now. So, you know, unless Biggie decides that she doesn't want to do the show anymore, then that's another story. Now, this is something I'm gonna need somebody at Zeus Network to explain to me. I don't know if they ran out of memory card footage or if they're just trying to play in our face or if I am misled, child. If I'm not mistaken, the nature walk was done in the daytime. In the morning even, right? We saw them on the nature walk. In fact, when they left the nature walk, it was still pretty much daylight outside. When we go to the dinner with Tommy, it's already nighttime. It's dark outside. It's at least evening, you know, it's dark outside. But now, after this nature walk, all the girls that were on the nature walk are sat pretty much in their same outfits. But Biggie, Taseki, Mariah Lynn, and Callie Way, they all come rolling in the house looking completely different than they looked at dinner. Which makes no sense because if they were at dinner, if they're coming from the dinner, wouldn't they be wearing what they wore to the dinner if this was the same day as the nature walk? Because I'm talking about new hair, new makeup, different clothes. Natalie, however, still has on the same wig, same eye makeup. Now she's wearing her robe or whatever. Big Kiva is still in, you know, the garments that she had on at the nature walk. Everybody's in their nature walk clothes. But the girls that were at the dinner are wearing stuff that they didn't wear to the dinner. So it doesn't appear that they're coming from the dinner. Like, did they stop at a hotel and get ready and put on different wigs and before they came to the house? It just doesn't make sense, and I need somebody to make it make sense for me. Because what you're not gonna do is try to fool me that the dinner that they went out with Tommy was filmed on the same day as the nature walk. Especially because one was in the daytime and then one was in the nighttime. And then they look completely different. Like, what is the reason? Now, if all of this was done to create a storyline, that's really annoying because this means that Biggie could have gone to the nature walk and then went out to dinner with Tommy because it wasn't even shot the same day, but the storyline had to be created. They could have just done a better job of making it make sense. Like, not showing us that it's freaking nighttime And then them showing up in completely different hair and outfit and makeup is crazy. So what I'm thinking is they filmed the dinner the day before the nature walk, and then they filmed the nature walk and just didn't allow those girls to go on the nature walk so that they could have the storyline. That's why their hair and makeup and everything is completely different from dinner time, when now it's nighttime after the nature walk. Especially because the minute that Taseki walks in, she scopes out the scene, she sees Jelly Bean. I don't know if Jelly Bean thought that Taseki was going to be nice to her or what, but she fought her right away, and I was shocked. Obviously, the security guards intervene, pull everybody apart, and then Natalie tries to get clarity on why they're fighting. They run it back again, explain to Natalie what this fight is about, the man and her in the man section, and blah, blah, blah. Foolishness. Going back to Bad versus Wild. Then, Mariah Lynn gets brought up because remember, Mighty Mouse snuck Jelly Bean on behalf of Taseki. Natalie, I guess, was not aware of this, so she's like, wait, what did Mariah do? And Mariah starts explaining what she did and why. Now, when Mariah was talking, all I could envision and picture were two kids getting in trouble in a principal's office, and it just gave two little boys in the principal's office and the one friend being a follower. I was disgusted.
What did you do?
I hit her because Taseki couldn't get to her.
So what was your problem with me?
Because my bitch couldn't get to you and you was talking shit to my bitch.
I fight with my friend too.
Yeah.
No, Jelly Bean, she must be just taking the high road because she don't want to fight nobody. She must be taking the high road because what do you mean you fight with your friends too? They are justifying Mariah Lynn? No, ma'am. I think Jelly Bean was being overly understanding because she's probably just trying to get to the bag. She doesn't want to be fighting. None of these girls want to be fighting all the damn time. Natalie moves on to address Biggie. And Biggie starts telling Natalie, you a shapeshifter. You are shifting shapes, ma'am, okay? That's why I'm not trying to mess with you like that. You don't keep it a stack, right? Many faces, many chins is what she's giving, okay? So then Natalie tells Biggie, look, I don't want you to ever think that me or any of the girls in the house don't support you because that's not what it's giving. And I guess she was just trying to say, like, we're here for you. Like, we have our problems, but we're still supposed to be a sisterhood at the end of the day. Of course, Jayla and Biggie go at it again, not fighting, but they start to address each other. Jayla, thinking that she's Olivia Pope girl, gives us another monologue. She give a good speech, yeah. She love a good speech.
Me and you went at it 4 times that night.
Right.
So at the moment when we walked in, no, you didn't sneak me like thing, but mentally it was a mental sneak for me.
Okay.
You get me? It was a mental sneak for me as to why I felt like I couldn't react and as to why I reacted the way that I did.
Okay.
You feel me?
I'll say this and I'll be done with it. Yes, we got into it. You was popping your shit. I was popping my shit. And honestly, I just was a little triggered by the fact that me and you got in a fight and you scratched me all over my chest. You scratched me in my eye.
You scratched me too.
But no, I didn't scratch you. I hit you. Close fist. I'm not a scratcher. And so for me, when I
Girl, we all using color corrector. Like, get over yourself. That's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is, she's like, no, I did not scratch you. I hit you close fist. She ate that up. I'm sorry, she did. But it's getting a little long-winded. Like I said, Olivia Pope monologue. You know, so Jayla's trying to get to the bottom, like, Biggie, are you trying to go again? But it's time to go party. So no time for that. No time for this fighting nonsense. And so Natalie's like, no, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. Nobody's doing anything of the sort. If y'all don't feel like you got to the bottom of it, too bad. Y'all got to the bottom of it, okay? And I respect this. I do.
We're done. We're done. We gotta move on. We gotta move on.
Are we squashing it or
We gotta move on. We have to go to the club. I'm tired of all the drama. It's our last night in Barbados. So, you know, I just want to have some baddie fun. Let's just get dressed. Let's get changed. We have a club tonight in Barbados.
I ain't never seen a bunch of girls look more miserable in my life. Look at them. They are so bad. Nobody's impressed. Everybody has had a long day. They probably don't even want to go to the club. After all that fighting they did, they's tired. They want to go to sleep. They're like, what the hell did I sign up for? But they're going to get dressed. They're going to get fine. And they're going to go out and have a good time. Oh, come on, Dr. Seuss. Bo Seuss. Now, what would my name? Dr. Boos? Dr. Boos! I would say the coast is clear. It looks like Jayla and you know, Biggie are finally done beefing, and this episode was great. I'm hoping that in the future episodes that it's gonna be less of this squabbling boxing business and more of the getting to the bag, right? That's what we want to see. We want to see successful black women. Okay, that's what we want to see. The people in Barbados seemingly know the baddies, which is really cool. It's dope to see that, you know, baddies is international now, which is nice. I would say out of everybody on the street, Biggie and Scotty were very popular amongst the natives. But then it gets to the point of the night where they decide they're gonna hand out money. Baby, don't do that in the Caribbean ever. Don't do that. You will get swarmed, and that's kind of what happened. Well, anywhere that you're gonna give out money is going to, you know, be a little hectic. But like, if you were to be in the street in Jamaica and try to be handing out $20 American bills, like, girl, you might not leave alive, child. Don't be doing that. It's too hectic. People love free money. You know, God forbid you run out of the funds and somebody didn't get. No, man, don't put yourself in that position. I thought that this was very dumb to be handing out money. That what they should have done was donate to a local organization in Barbados. You know, give back to where somewhere in Barbados needed it, or give it directly to the club that hosted them, which kind of makes no sense because I'm pretty sure that they probably got some kind of pay to come to the club, but maybe not. I don't know how they're structuring their thing there at Zeus, okay? I really don't. I don't know how they're getting to this bag. But I did ask y'all, and in the comments, y'all were telling me these low amounts of money that the girls had to split, and I was like, huh? There was one amount you guys told me, and it was less than like 1,000 a piece, and I was like, yeah, no, that's unacceptable, okay? Unacceptable.
We're giving y'all some money.
They should have just threw the money. Dia knows because Dia's from the Bahamas, and she was like, I was not happy to hand out that money because you create drama when you do that. Now, see me, I would have threw the money and made the people dive. Just throw it, make them dive like the strip club. That's just what you gotta do. Because I'm not about to stand there and hand this, but no, I don't want the money in my hands. I don't. And so Dia was saying that in her confessional.
Like a hectic environment where people are fighting for the money.
No. And the Zeus network is so messy and filming people with their hands out waiting for cash. Hands up, cash out. No. Then they realize they can't do it the way they're doing it. So then Ann Jr., very smart, wise, quick on her feet, is like, we are going to hold a contest. Come up here and dance, and then we'll give you some prize money. At this point, guys, it was a 1:27 a.m. I had to be up at 4:45. Baby, you think I got up at 4:45 the next day? I did not. I did not. I was hitting snooze. I can't lose. Okay, girl. I lost that night. I lost that battle, okay? It was 1:27, and I was like, I need to go to bed, but I couldn't go to sleep yet because there was still like 2 minutes left of the episode. And so after they leave this first function, they end up going to Club Halo. And every time I'm watching the show, Scotty, I don't know if she has tape-ins or clip-ins. I don't know what she got going on with her hair, but it's always sweat out. Cause when she does her like half up, half down, it's always sweat out, big bushy hair right here, and then the weave is just, you know, kind of looking like this. I'm gonna need her to get it together. No more tape-ins, girl. Go get you a sew-in. I don't want to see the big bush of hair and then this. You're in the Caribbean. You should have got braids. That's first and foremost. But she didn't. So, girl, please stop sweating out your hair and then straighten it back. It's not gonna stay straight. It's not. It's humid. My last note for the night was that Jayla is delusional, but I don't remember why I wrote that, so let's find out.
Recognized in another country, it's a feeling that's indescribable. It lets you know that what you're doing is right.
Oh, that's why. Jayla said that being recognized in another country is an indescribable feeling, and it lets you know that whatever you're doing is right. Wrong. Very wrong. Just because you are recognized, baby. Hell, child murderers are recognized, okay? Like, serial killers are recognized across the globe. Recognition does not equal righteousness or, you know, being right. So what she said here was definitely delusional, because Baddies franchise is not something that I would associate with the word right. You know what I mean? I think she was fishing for a different word, but that's just the word that came out. I don't think that's really what she meant. And if it was, well, child, I don't know what to tell you. But ain't nothing right about baddies. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. Yes, it might be giving her fame and recognition and maybe even some fortune, but I would not classify it as right, so to speak. But what do you guys think? Anyway, we are at the end of this episode. I have to go film Love During Lockup, so let me go change my clothes real quick and see y'all very soon. I love you all so much, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.